Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chucker TV. I'm James Fody, coming at you live from White Birch for another game in the World Polo League Founders Cup. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon for polo, so let's jump right into it and take a look at the rosters. For Richard Mille, we have the Cobra, Mark Ganzi, at 2 goals. Heta Castagnola at 8 goals. The 10-goaler, Pablo McDonough, and Paco de Narvaez at 6 goals. For White Birch, we have Chris Brandt, Mariano Aguirre at 8 goals, Facu Llorente at 7 goals, and Santi Tocolino at 8 goals. Officials today are Gaston Dorniak and Federico Martelli. Third man is Esteban Ferrari, and the IRO is Marcus Aneto. It looks like our players are ready. They're getting lined up for the bowl-in. So let's throw it to Steve Lane and Dale Schwetz for the play-by-play.
All right, thank you, James, and welcome to the Grand Champions Polo Club. Dale Schwetz, live with Steve Lane. Steve, say hello to Chucker TV.
Hello, Chucker TV, and welcome everyone out there in Chucker TV universe. Glad to have you here. We've just got a few minutes here before we get underway as we are changing the goalpost right now, and one player was caught in traffic. However, he has just arrived, so we will get this game going here very, very shortly.
All right, so here we go. 2021 World Polo League, the Founders Cup. It's going to be Richard Mille today, and they're going to have Mark Ganzi, the Cobra, at number 1, 2 goals. Heta Castagnola play the 2 at 8 goals. Pablo McDonough, the number 3, 10 goals, and Paco de Narvaez at the number 4 position, 6 goals, 26-goal team. And I am always happy, I always say this other team, White Birch. Love saying that name. Glad to be here. We are live at the White Birch Polo Farm today. Steve, tell us about the players.
White Birch, the iconic White Birch, will be in their iconic White Birch jerseys that have been around for years and years, both down here and also in Greenwich, Connecticut. And welcoming back Chris Brandt, playing at number 1 with 0 goals. Facundo Llorente playing the number 2 position at 7 goals. Mariano Aguirre, the former 10-goal player, playing the quarterback position at 8 goals, and closing the back door for White Birch, Santiago Tocolino at 8 goals, a 23-goal team, and hence 3 goals on the board for White Birch against 26, Richard Mille.
Yeah, great matchup here today between Richard Mille and White Birch. 3-goal difference, going to make a difference here. Great to see you, Chris Brandt. Down here, of course, shout out to his father, Peter Brandt, and as you already mentioned, the Greenwich Polo Club. And everyone there, Leighton, Jordan, what a place it is. And we've all had the opportunity to play there, travel to play in the Northeast. If you are in the Northeast, check it out, White Birch and the Greenwich Polo Club. Well, Steve, at this point, hey, my God, and we have all the VIPs and celebrities in the house saying, Chucker TV, you can't see it, but Danielle Gonzalez just drove by, and must I say, the Hall of Famer, Danielle Gonzalez. I heard he was going to be in town today watching his son-in-law, Paco de Narvaez.
Very good. Great to see Danielle. Danielle and I spent some time over in Rome, Italy, doing the FIP championship over there. And Danielle says the driving over there is crazier than Argentina. He wouldn't drive a car 10 foot, he said.
I don't know about that. That's what they say. But great seeing Danielle. And he just drove by, as we do apologize here on Chucker TV that you don't get to see that. It was right here in front very quickly, but it's always cool to see here. We are not open to the general public, only family and friends here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Social distancing and masks are used when in groups that you don't know. And looks like we're getting the rest of our players out on the field. Cobra all mounted up. Look at that. That's Chris and Mark walking in there. Good shot right there of the 2 captains, Chris Brandt and Mark Ganzi. And Mariano Aguirre, come over there, see Mark, and so we'll get them lined up. What do we got in the umpires today, Steve?
We have Gaston Dorniak and Federico Martelli out there on the field, and Esteban Ferrari as third man.
Another celebrity. They say that Esteban Ferrari, since he's been on the halftime breakdown, his Instagram is just blown up.
Yeah, I know, and from what I hear, he's quite a golfer, too.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays that pasture pool.
All right.
So, yeah.
Ferrari, one of our top umpires working today. He'll work on the sideline. Always is great to see him. Today, we're going to have a little halftime breakdown for you. Today, Steve Lane and I are going to break down the first half and then get, kind of talk about what's going to go on in the second half or what we think is going to happen in the second half. We're going to analyze the first half, Steve and I. So join us at halftime today for the breakdown. And, Steve, that should be a lot of fun. I always like battling against you on the breakdown. I always try to wonder what you're going to say.
Well, sometimes me too. I don't think ahead sometimes. So,
Well,
even though I'm not a lawyer, sometimes
yeah, right. We've had a few disagreements this year, but remember, disagreements lead to great conversation. And, sometimes it works out the way Steve says, sometimes it works out the way I say it. But we'd love for you to get on the Facebook conversation and let us know where you're at. We'll check it out midway through here and give some shout-outs to everybody. As we know, we got a great group always watching here on Chucker TV. We appreciate it. You know what we say? Monday Polo, Steve.
Oh, Monday's supposed to be a polo player's day off. However, here at Grand Champions, with all the tournaments going on, you don't get what you wish for.
Yeah, we always get a special day on Monday because of just what Steve said. It usually is a day off, but when you do have a day, when you do have polo, it's always great to watch. And here we go. White Birch will win the first bowling here, and possessions are going to be big against these two teams. It looks like Richard Mille is going to try to regrade. Whoa, picked up there as Heta had Pablo going forward. Now Casanola, but Chris Brandt's going to get his first touch on the ball. Chris Brandt, nice shot there, Chris. And he tried to drag it in. Oh, yeah, and a great start here for White Birch.
Yeah, he swung through the hook of Pablo McDonough, got the ball traveling towards the goal a little bit, and then just a little bitty touch to send it right on through.
So they started out with that 3-goal handicap, and we always break it down this way, Steve and I. You always want to try to capitalize on that 3 goals if possible. This Richard Mille team, very, very strong at 26 goals. They'll have to finish this all the way to the 6th chucker because they will get stronger as the game goes on. On the far side, on the bowl end, it's going to be McDonough to win this one, Pablo. And he's got Heta. Pablo McDonough, can he get away from there, though? That's good D. Pablo gets through 3 white jerseys. Now they're going to leave this one in the hook by Chris Brandt, and that's going to free up the general, and he'll give it back to Lorente. Oh, Facu on a runner. Lorente, oh, nicely. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Our Santiago Tocolino coming out of the air with it. Tocolino once, twice. Tocolino inside the 30 and backed up quickly there by Pablo McDonough on the doorstep. What a run by Tocolino wearing the number 4. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and look at this. Great defense and a great second effort there by Richard Mille.
Wow, I think White Birch might have caught Richard Mille sleeping here just a little bit early in this first chucker, scoring at one end of the field and taking the ball down towards the other end and just missing that goal. So here comes Paco.
Tenevas on the knock-in. And again, a great save there. Paco was there with Pablo, and I love the communication between those two players. Paco being a former 8-9 goal player. And so, trust me, and we know his father-in-law, Danielle, Hall of Famer, down in the corner watching today. And what an amazing high goal coach. Is actually one of the first Hall of Fame coaches to be out there. And today, coach is so big in the game of polo. On the turn there, Cobra's going to try to ride that one out. They're going to have a non-call on it, and it's going to be turned around by Mariano. Aghetti looking for Tocolino. This seems to be working. Santi, great ball control. Tocolino with the flip shot. And just wide to the left.
Yeah, White Birch. Wow, they are tapping on that ball towards the back line and the goal line very early here. And we're not even halfway through the first chucker. Extending their lead by that 3-goal handicap 2-4. And here is Dana Rice.
Paco's going to hit one off the line. He's got Heta going forward, and this is what the black jerseys want to be happening today. They want that young number 2 in the Cobra to pull the team. Picked up here by Lorente. Mariano will fall into the rumble sit and tell him to leave it, and why not? He's got everybody going forward. 4 white jerseys, even Tocolino with the fall on his back, looking for Chris Brandt. Here comes Heta coming on strong. Nice play by Chris, so put him on his hip and push him into the coffin corner. Casanola, very strong with the polo ball. If you haven't seen this kid play, get ready. You'll enjoy it all day long. Heta will leave it there for the man, Pablo, the ambassador of Richard Mille. Oh, yeah, gets this ball moving forward. Paco on the rotation. Mariano will cut that seam, and he is one of the best in the world at doing that, cutting the field in half. Oh, Heta will come in there with a, pressure play, but that ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, on the near side, both mallets come together. The ball pops up over the boards, so we will have a change of possession play right here in favor of, who knows? You know, when I say both those mallets come together, it's very difficult to tell.
You never know, right? Steve could go either way, and whoever came off of, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have our first courtesy horse change of the day right here in the first period with 3:29 on the clock. And White Birch, the only one to score, 3-goal handicap. So 4-0 in favor of the famous White Birch team.
Yeah, field looks great here, the White Birch Polo Farm. And it's what it used to be. Well, we've talked about it. We like to bring up the history of the Wellington area. And the Grand Champions Polo Club, there's a lot of history over there from Palm Beach Polo, being that field 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are now number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But over here at the White Birch Field, this used to be field 4.
That's correct. Field 4 and 5 just to the east of it right there. Some trees planted in here that I don't quite remember back then.
They've had a lot of different trees around there. Beautiful setup here. Backdrops are beautiful. Let us know on the Facebook conversation. Brings you back, if you used to these fields back in the day, Steve, when you're sitting here, it brings you back to the day. All the houses are the same that surround the whole area.
And I think you and we put quite a bit of sweat out on these two fields back in the day.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you and Podger one day. Steve always likes to joke, hey, listen, I had to sit out. I deserved it, okay?
I don't think I threw you out. You were just tired of us that day.
I was just tired of you guys. Here we go. Everybody back on a courtesy change. 3:27 on the clock. And that's Santiago is going to send Mariano forward. Back to Lorente, the good 1-2-3 combination. And look at this, peppering the goal down in the far north side, Steve, but everything wide to the left.
Taking it all the way down from that change of possession play just beyond center field. And Facu Lorente just missing that goal on a near side next shot. So once again, Paco going to bring the ball in off the back line.
Let's see what they do here. They use, that's a perfectly designed play, and got to give love to the Cobra there because the Cobra was working with Mariano. That's going to put Pablo on the run, Heta in the rumble seat. Santiago Tocolino will cut the angle. Now comes Heta looking for the give and go. Heta inside the 60 once, twice, 3 times, my lady. And can I say it? Coast to coast, like butter and toast.
There you go. Boy, Heta picking up that pass from Paco. Paco seeing him over there in the open space on the left-hand side. He dropped his horse's head, ran down the field, and Tocolino unable to defend on that play.
Yeah, great team play there. As Paco and Ganzi, Mark, were working well with the man and very clean. Very clean, just a nice set play there to try to free up Pablo. So Paco goes to Pablo, as Steve said, and then Pablo works it down and finds Heta, and in the process, they got the Cobra working on the man. So right there, Richard Mille dialed in now, getting their first goal with 2 minutes on the clock. 4-1, and it'll be Castagnolo to rotate to the back and get pressured now by Mariano, Aguirre, and Paco. Little rotation again, and look at this, 4-man rotation by the white and the black is Tocolino wearing the 4 but coming forward. Now rotation again, Ganzi falls into the number 3 position as Heta has room to work. Castagnolo inside the 60. Castagnolo, what a brilliant pass. Looking for Pablo. They come together and a whistle on the play, which will stop the clock with 1:30.
Yeah, maybe a little right-of-way violation on that play or shading going on, both the same. So it's a possibility that we will have an open goal penalty here in favor of Richard Mille. So Mark Ganzi played in the $100,000 World Cup yesterday by Audi and took the open goals then, so might be doing the same today.
A nice little pass there by Heta. I like that. Heta and Pablo working that in there, showing the touch play, not trying to power it down. And it is going to be the Cobra on the open goal. Mark's going to walk up there, and that's an easy one for him. As you said it yesterday, he was taking the shots in the 100,000. What a game it was, I got to tell you. That game, if you didn't miss the $100,000, the finals, it was yesterday. So go back to Chucker TV, go back to the app. If you don't have the app, get the Chucker TV app. And so you can watch polo all the time. Polo in your pocket, wherever you go. All right, back to the center. 4-2, Steve. They needed that one.
Yeah, they certainly did, closing that gap. So now that three-goal handicap is dwindling down.
On the bowling, and it's going to be one now by the black jerseys once again. That's 3 out of 5, so not too bad here. It was all White Birch, and now Richard Mille. Shot on goal. Oh, Pablo, that ball just off to the right, and the low flag as the clock goes tick, 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 and we work down to 40 seconds.
We'll see if they'll get this bowl in or choose to stall and let the clock run out and start the next period. However, the umpire has called play. And there's the horn, and we're going to end Chucker number 1 with a score of 4-2. Still in favor of White Birch on that 3-goal handicap. So stay with us. We are at the World Polo League's Founders Cup, and you're watching live here on Chucker TV.
Chucker TV and our second Chucker of the 2021 World Pole League, the Founders Cup, Richard Mille and White Birch. If you just joined us in the black jerseys, Richard Mille, it's going to be Mark Ganzi, Hector Castagnolo, Pablo McDonough, and Paco de Navarez. White Birch, Chris Brandt, Facundo Lorente, Mariano Aguirre, Santi Tocolino, Steve Lane. What you got?
Here we are, Santiago Tocolino with a back shot right there to Mariano Aguirre. Mariano Aguirre going to check down, survey the field up in front of him, and wait for players to go downfield. Tocolino's going to go downfield, and Chris Brandt way downfield. So, Hector Castagnolo staying back with him, or is that Pablo? I believe that is Pablo. However, Tocolino ends up with the ball, sending it right on down the field, and what a shot downfield. Can a White Birch jersey get there? No, it's over the back line, but Tocolino shooting from a distance, way out, and the wind at his back just a little bit. Nice breeze blowing from the southeast to the northwest, so the wind helping that ball over the back line, and Paco de Narvaez once again will bring the ball in off the back line. Mark Ganzi's going to break down the field. Paco, he's going to try that same play with Hector. However, Facundo Lorente right there to keep him honest, but Hector sends the ball down the field looking for Ganzi or Pablo McDonough. Here is Mark Ganzi. He's got Chris Brandt right over. Chris Brandt with a swipe on the near side. However, Ganzi still maintains possession. Now hooked by Lorente. Lorente turns the ball back towards the inside. Now Mariano Aguirre on a handy pony. Going to wheel that pony around and pick up the ball on the offside. Sending it over to Tocolino. Ken Tocolino, yes, he checks up and waits on it. And when he jumps over to the offside with Pablo McDonough coming down on the offside, draws the umpire's whistle.
Yeah, I like this call right here. Great play by Santi Tocolino. He just jumped too early. After he made the near side play, which was clean, he just went for like a ride-off, but it would have been uneven and it would have been off speed. Also because Pablo was going faster. So great call here by the Mount officials. And a sweet little play by Santi Tocolino. He just anticipated it too quickly.
So we'll have a penalty 5B from the center of the field. Richard Mille gathers back behind the ball to set up a play, and the umpire calls play, but Paco would like a little bit better tee, And not only that, but we've got to get a horseshoe off the field. So that's the reason for the whistle. Don't want a pony to step on a horseshoe, especially with nails up. We don't even want them to step on it with nails down, but nails up is even more dangerous. And, of course, they could see it and shy away from it, messing up a player's seat in the saddle or a shot on the ball. So, therefore, umpires taking debris off the field. So, Paco de Narvaez will circle his pony for this penalty 5.
Remember the Cat 2-point challenge here.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So, if he scores from here directly off the mallet, it would count as 2 points instead of 1. So, here is Facundo Llorente. Can't quite get a hold of it. Tocolina comes in to back him up. And, look out, Pablo McDonough. And Facundo Llorente comes in. And a little right-of-way violation right there. So, I am going to predict an open goal penalty shot in favor of Richard Mille.
Yeah, one of the toughest games in the game of polo, I believe, when you're inside the 60-yard line, especially when you have McDonough on 10 and hit the Casino on 8 goals lined up. You have to be so clean on defense there for the steal, Steve, because a lot of times it happens you make the hook, but then you fall over the right of way and you foul the second man. And we see a lot of those fouls here in the high goal with players as strong as these on these four-legged athletes.
So this looks like a penalty 2 in favor of Richard Mille. And Mark Gansey once again tees the ball up. Umpire calls play. Mark Gansey calmly, not too far from the ball, does a circle and takes a practice swing. So here is Gansey. Gansey puts it on through for goal number 3 in favor of Richard Mille. Closing that gap once again. Mark's second goal of the game, both on penalty 2s, and one scored in the first period by Hedda Castanola. So now, Richard Mille only 1 goal behind. All 8 players will line up on Martelli on the far side of the field. Martelli wanting a clean lineup. He gives the ball back to the players. Who's going to come out with it? Right here, but White Birch, Chris Brandt with the first hit out of the bowl in, and now there's a cluster of players right in there. Here is Pablo McDonough. No, that's Hedda Castanola breaking down the field. And now Llorente with a tight turn, looking for a player. Santiago Tocolino breaking down the field. However, Hedda Castanola is going to come up with it, sends it down the field. Can Pablo McDonough get to it? No, it's deflected off a pony. Once again, Mariano Aguirre staying right there with him. Castanola with a neck shot, but it's going to be well wide to the right for a knock-in favor of White Birch.
So Mariano's going to block that one with his body. And off to the coffin corner it goes. Hetta not wasting any time there. Shoots that one across. Actually goes for the goal, but they'll line it up. It'll be Tocolino.
Here's Santiago. He sends a neck shot over to the far boards, looking for Mariano. Mariano and Llorente both there. However, Paco does a near side back shot, and we've drawn the umpire's whistle on that play.
So they're going to move this one or drop it. Looks like he might be on the boards over there. She might see a spot hit. He has nobody going anywhere. White Birch wanting to move the ball to center, but Tocolino pressing the team. Looks like Mariano's already down there for the tee shot. And they'll have a little huddle here as they send Chris Brandt forward. Chris wearing the 1 today. Nice seeing Chris Brandt, son of Peter Brandt, playing down here. Peter played a lot of games here, won a lot of tournaments here, and one of the highest rated novice players ever in the United States Polo Association, Steve.
You betcha. So here is Tocolino taking that free shot, looking downfield. He hits a line drive, looking for Chris Brandt down on the far boards. Chris Brandt tops the ball just a little bit, and Paco de Narvaez comes in for a back shot. Here is Pablo McDonough. Pablo McDonough, Hedda Castanola is going to break down the field, but McDonough is hooked by Chris Brandt. Chris Brandt back with the ball. Paco de Narvaez comes in for a near side play. That ball up against the boards. Paco is going to dig it off the boards, turning the ball underneath his horse's neck, waiting for a clear playing shot, but Hedda Castanola is going to come out with it. Here is Hetta. Hetta looking down the field. Looks like McDonough is going to break down the field, and Hedda is going to send the ball right to him. There is Tocolino with a shot near side across the field. Tocolino with a next shot of his own. Here is Pablo McDonough. Tocolino called off by Llorente. Llorente marked by Mark Gansey. Here is Llorente still working the ball towards goal. Little bitty short shots, dribble passes. There is Hedda Casnola up front, taking out Tocolino. Then a shot on goal deflected off Pablo McDonough's pony, and McDonough with an awesome back shot right to Hedda Casnola. Hedda Casnola, that ball underneath his horse's neck just a little bit. He tries the next shot over two, but nobody there to back up Richard Mille, and Mariano Aguirre is going to jump on that loose ball, sending Chris Brandt down the field. However, McDonough staying back. Mariano Aguirre working the ball towards goal. He's going to go for a shot on goal right there. Unable to get that deep neck shot off. It's still on the field. And here is Lorente. Lorente turns the ball back towards center. Lorente trying to get around. He sends it up to Lorente. And we've got a whistle right there in front of the goal. So we'll see what the umpires decide right here. And Pablo McDonough having a discussion with Martelli. The two umpires come together. We'll see what they decide.
We're sitting about 150 yards out. Pretty hard for us to tell, but it looked like everybody cleared out there at the same time. I thought they counted the same amount of jerseys pulling out there, but you could have a shading call as they came across the center. Either or, I thought they were on a run, but let's just go back a few plays. Whitebird dodging a huge bullet because it was going to be 3-on-1. Mark tried to take a near side play. Paco called him off. They just little bad luck that they had hit all by himself, and he's 100% when he's going to goal when he's got nobody on him, and so that hurt. And then the other way, White Birch had an opportunity. Ball went off to the side. They meleeed around, and we get to this point right here, Steve, and it looks like it is going to be an open goal penalty in favor of White Birch.
White Birch chooses the penalty 2 from the spot, so Mariano Aguirre lining up, waiting for all players to get back behind the ball. The umpire calls play, and a little shot by Mariano Aguirre to send the 5th goal on through for the White Birch team on a penalty 2. So 5-4 and 5-3, the players will come back towards the center of the field for a bowl-in on Federico Martelli.
Well, 2-goal difference here in second chucker, 3 goals at the beginning on the handicap. And so back and forth here, Steve. Both teams kind of feeling each other out.
Yeah, I expect this game's going to pick up here just directly. Not that it's been a bad game so far, but...
yeah, it still feels like they're still trying to figure it out, you know, what plays are more going to work, what knock-ins are going to work. Control play picked up here by Casanola.
Heta shoots towards goal, and what a shot. He lays it down front, but there's no black jerseys there. Here comes Tocolino back, so does Ganzi. Tocolino going to turn the ball dangerously in front of the goal. Now looking for room to work, going to send a little shuttle pass out to Mariano Aguirre. Mariano Aguirre looking downfield, and he's got Chris Brandt in his crosshairs. Chris Brandt drops his horse's head. Chris Brandt going, but Pablo McDonough's coming back with him. Now McDonough's going to ride off Brandt. What's McDonough going to do? Is he going to tail it or keep on going? Notice Paco de Narvaez riding out Tocolino behind, but the ball is dropped. Tocolino picks it up. Tocolino with a back shot out to McGarry, but it's deflected. And who picks it up? But Hedda Casanola. Hedda Casanola sends it down to Mark Ganzi. Mark Ganzi, just a little bit of a hook, but Hedda follows him up, sends it back up to Mark Ganzi. Can Mark Ganzi finish this off? A little touch shot right through the goal. What a nice run by the Richard Mille team.
Yeah, just great polo there. They backed each up very well. I love the sacrifice here by Pablo McDonough. And when I say that, because the Cobra, he was off to the races, skipped over his mallet. Pablo presses the next player. They keep an eye on him. That gives the loose ball to Heta, and Heta just full speed finds Ganzi, and poetry in motion.
There you have it. Mark Ganzi's 3rd goal of the game. The first horn has sounded after the goal. The ball is in the umpire's hands, so that's going to end Chucker number 2 with a score of 5-4 in favor of White Birch. We've got 4 more to go here live on Chucker TV. Stay with us. Chucker TV and the Grand Champions Polo Club. And before we get this bowling in, a good shout out to Kim Sherman watching from the UK. Very appreciative of all the games from Chucker TV.
Oh, Kim.
And Farouk Ditu. Thanks, Chucker TV. So we're back in action, Dale.
All right, guys. Thanks for the shout-outs and thanks for getting on the Facebook conversation. Nip and tuck this game has been. Right here, you got a 1-goal lead. White Birch, 5-4. They started out with 3 goals, though, so you might say that it is playing into the black jersey's hand at the moment as a 23-goal team against a 26-goal team. 2 guys come together, Steve.
Yeah, it looked like riding into the back shot maybe there on White Birch. But the umpires are pointing south, so it looks like...
On the line?
Yeah, I think so.
Santi?
You know, I was watching 2 players turn and break towards the center, making sure they were okay.
Yeah, you got to be perfect there, huh? You got to be in a perfect spot, umpire-wise?
Yeah, I just saw the tail end of that play, and Paco was trying a back shot with Lorente coming in for a forward shot. So,
okay.
You know, and you know, that's one of those plays when you see 2 players both swinging, one trying to back and one trying to hit forward on the same side. You know what? You've got to be dead behind that play to see who's right and who's wrong. You may not be able to tell from the side, but you're 1,000% sure somebody's wrong.
Good point. That's why we talk about positioning all day long. You got to be in position if you're a professional umpire. Positioning is everything on the polo field for the umpire. That's why the 4-legged athlete needs to be prepared, fit, and if you do bring horses to the field for the umpires, make sure you bring polo ponies that like them play the game. The Cat 2-point challenge, Steve.
That's what I thought I was going to see.
That was the closest one we've had this season, and the Cat 2-point challenge has been put in by the tournament committee here in the World Polo League. If you make a penalty 5 from center one-timer, no one can touch it. You get 2 points. I love it. On the backside here, Mariano's coming together. Paco, Mariano, loose ball play, no whistle on the play. Chris Brandt, nice little back shot there. Chris, good angle. Mariano, stolen away by Pablo. Now, McDonough will open it up, looking for Heta. He's got him. Yeah, everybody rolling back here. Little problem with the polo ball. Heta, Facundo, Lorente. Now Tocolino, Pablo McDonough, Paco. They'll have to give one play here. Paco's going to give a play to Santi. Ganzi's going to take Mariano. Mariano's going to take Ganzi. One or the other. They're right on each other. Look at them all buttered up here. Everybody on a man. Chris Brandt hustling down. Hit the Castanola on the far side. Paco's coming in for help. Facundo Lorente says, I'm going to try to help Chris. And look at this. 4 guys so close. Running. Oh, I love it. Look like NASCAR over there, Steve. I know you love that. Look at all them cars running hard. On the far side. Oh, Pablo. And the Cobra. Oh, Cobra went so high in the air that he wasn't sure exactly where it was at, and Santi will sneak underneath Ganzi and create the right-of-way and take the one forward. Tocolino, Santi, 5:30 on the clock. Santi Tocolino looking for Chris Brandt. Taken out by Paco. So strong at the back here, Paco. Look at his ball. Snap. That's power polo, and you got hit the Castanola going forward. Pablo McDonough running the inside. Lorente going strong. Chris Brandt fired up on a little chestnut pony. Gets back. Here comes Mariano. Good coverage here. Cobra's going to get in on the scene. 6 players running. Hit the Castanola. Loose ball play. Pablo McDonough. Facundo Lorente. No whistle on the play, and here we go. Coast to coast. Going the other way with his team. This has been a fabulous chucker. On the last play there, it bounces around still, and we'll get a whistle to stop the clock with 4:52. And, man, that was good stuff.
Yeah, it was. Boy, it was back and forth, back and forth. Guys hitting the ball out of the air and on the bounce. And it's too early for a courtesy horse change here, so not exactly sure what was called on that play, but it looks like one of the umpires on the radio going to the third man, but it looks like Heta Castanola is going to tee up the ball. And
we got the challenges in place, Steve?
We do have the challenges today. We're back to the World Polo League, so yep. And it was a little confusing between the $100,000 World Cup and the Founders Cup here because both of them have challenges, but it was tough to keep those two tournaments separated, especially when it came to the Cats 2-point challenge.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, what a game it was. Like I said, go back to Chucker TV, check it out, and we want to thank everybody. Came out yesterday and was safe, COVID safe. We love that. We thank that. We got into this COVID-19 pandemic together. We need to get out together. So let's all work together as a community. Polo Passport to the World can help out. Penalty 5 from the spot. McDonough is going to launch one. Pablo McDonough. Man, well hit ball, Steve. A little breeze behind him, his back.
Little breeze behind him, and it just off to the right, and the umpire was very close right there behind the post to watch that ball up in the air and then come down. So just wide to the right, and it looks like Tocolino's going to bring the ball back in.
Santi, so strong with the polo ball. I love watching him play the game. Love the red bandages on the polo pony. Always looks cool when they run down the field. All right, Mariano's going to rotate around. This is the first time we've seen this. So the general, Mariano Aguirre, calling a new play. You're going to probably see 5 or 6 different ones here. Right in front, here comes Paco. Chris got to give one play there. Nice play by Chris Brandt, though. He's going to apply the pressure. Pablo and Santi come in hot right there, boy. Now Paco's going to take the man. Nice little play. These are for Pablo, looking for Gansey. He's got the Cobra. Nice little move by Cobra to get on the inside of Chris Brandt. Now they'll work it down the inside, backed up by Lorente. That one will bounce off the boards and actually goes the opposite direction. And now Facu. Pablo's going to snap one between his own horse's legs. I wouldn't represent taking that shot, but a man like him can get it done. Now Gansey, the Cobra, takes it across the center. Bad luck. And the general. Mariano. Uh-oh, watch out. You got 2 big ballers down there, and it's going to be Pablo McDonough. Oh, look at Mariano. Look at this sword fight going on. McDonough, and he's going to get the high flag. But, Steve, that was a true sword fight at the highest level.
And a pickpocket right there, too, at the highest level. Mariano was robbed of that ball by McDonough, and it paid off. So
yeah, that was a not a high percentage play, but I think Pablo leaned so far out, it looked like he was going to fall off his horse. Surprised Mariano, but then Mariano came back and made a very aggressive play and almost won that one back. But with 2:56 on the clock, we get the equalizer, 5-5.
5-5 here with 2:56 left in the third period of play. And right now we'll do our courtesy horse change. And while we've got a little time, we'll go through. This is the 4th game in the 2021 World Polo League's Founders Cup. And last Friday we had a doubleheader where Seminole Casino Coconut Creek played against White Polo Life, and Seminole Casino Coconut Creek came out victorious in overtime with a score of 9-8.
Yeah, that was a close one, and it could have went any other way. I saw Chris Dawson. He said he's really enjoying playing here in the World Polo League, Steve, and he loved watching the replays. He said he gets to go back afterwards. And then everything going back for us. We like to shout out to Chris Dawson and Hawaii Polo Life, Diego Cavanaugh, Proto Cambiaso, Hey Hotaranco. Got edged out by a goal. They'll be back. That overtime game, this team's very tough.
Yeah, and glad to have Chris Dawson playing here, a former governor of the USPA down there in the Hawaiian circuit. So.
Yeah, hey, congratulations to Hawaii Polo Life, women's. Women's winning in the 2020 U.S. Women's Polo Open Championships that they finished that up this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Back to the center here, and it's going to be Santiago Tocolino. And I told you, man, this guy can powder the polo ball. He hits it down inside. A little battle there by Brandt and Gansey. And, that's the power polo by the black jerseys. They're going to get whistled here. But that is one-touch polo at its finest. They just get stuck there. I think someone gets caught on the right of way. You see anything out there, Steve?
Yeah, it looked like Paco sent a back shot back over towards us, and Hedda Casnola came across in front of Facundo Lorente, and Lorente was on the right away. So there the whistle goes, and it looks like we might have a penalty shot in favor of White Birch. We'll see where the umpires put the ball, but it looks like it's going to be an open goal penalty. By the way, both teams are lining up right here, possibly a penalty number 3.
I think it's the first time I've seen one team do 3 back shots in one play. Gansey hit it across the field. Paco hit it back across the field like a zigzag. Hetta went to hit it the other way to Pablo, and he would have been gone, and then it would have been a fantastic play, but Hetta got caught on the right away. All right, here goes Santi Tocolino. And Santi, as I said earlier, very, very strong with the polo ball. And so he'll get the open goal here. And hey, there he is, winner of the $100,000 World Cup right here by Audi, Alejandro Navarro Estrada. We do apologize, Chucker TV, as we know you can't see him. He was just walking by, but Alejandro Navarro Estrada, you need to go back and watch that game. Congratulations, Alejandro. What a game it was with Zubia. Who else they had on that team? They had
Paquito de Narvaez.
Paquito de Narvaez, yeah, Danielle's.
And
Danielle's
Torito.
loving that, and Torito.
And Alejandro's got a $25,000 smile on
Yeah,
his face.
I
when
was
he
gonna
just
say, he
walked
looked
by.
like he just got something done. Something was different about him. Yeah, that money will do that to you, Steve. All right, 144. Laurento, oh no, Tocolino. I love this guy, man. He just gets. I love how he plays open Sao Paulo. Chris Brandt and Gansey, nice play, Mark across the center. Everybody dropping onto this one. There goes Fran Spinacci. And it's going to be picked up now by Heta. We haven't seen a breakaway here. I like the chestnut pony. Casanola slams on the brakes. Look at this. Paco going forward. He's going to drag a few white jerseys with him. Now Heta with the magic. Ducks to the left, back to the right, down to the center. Tocolino will escort that one off the field. And we're going to click down about a minute here, Steve.
Yeah, just a missed opportunity. Had a shooting on goal right there, puts it off to the left. I would have rather have seen him just set it down there in front for an approach shot and allow Mark Gansey or even Pablo down there
I
to
think
put
a
it between the
bit of a
posts.
miss hit, huh? Maybe a little
Yeah,
miss hit there.
yep, he wasn't happy with the shot.
Yeah.
So anyhow, here comes Santi.
Tocolino's going to match up, and he'll head up here with Heta. Oh, there's a nice little rub, and that's racing and rubbing right there. I like the non-call. It doesn't disturb the play now. Listen, give and go, Paco. Mariano coming on strong. Paco off the left side. Look for the little flip shot. Oh, Mariano Aguirre. Are you kidding me? Mariano, did he touch that? Did he knock that ball down?
It appeared to me like he deflected it outside the goal, but
Wow.
not sure if, we saw the same thing that the umpires did, but it certainly looked that way from here. So stay with us. We are ending Chucker number 3 with a score of 6-5 in favor of White Birch. We'll be right back after this halftime break, and we are live at the White Birch Farm on Chucker TV.
Lane. I always like to break it down, talk about what's going on here. What's your first thoughts right here, this matchup here? We had a 23-goal team against a 26-goal team.
Well, first of all, the ponies. We haven't seen a bad pony on the field by any player, and we've probably seen, with the courtesy changes, do the math, But the ponies, first of all, the footing on this field, number one, and a lot of back shots.
Well, you're going to see that with these two teams, of course. They are mounted very, very well. I love the combinations here. I think both got both sponsors in this one with Gansey and with Chris Brandt. They're both staying in front, but they kind of like to come into the game, so you get this 4-player rotation. And when that is, it's like hockey on horseback, and I enjoy watching games like that.
Yeah, and if we look at Richard Mille, they've scored 2 goals on penalty shots, 3 from the field, and they were, had to give up a 3-goal handicap. So on the flat, the score is 5-3. So
yeah.
Richard Mille, shooting a little bit more, converting more goals than White Birch so far at this point in time.
Yeah, you got it. They kind of edged them back here with a 3-goal difference, and I thought the White Birch was going to come out and get 2 goals. That's going to push them ahead by 5 early. That's when you have troubles. They had the 4 goals. They got the 1 goal, and they held that through the first Shucker, and then Richard Mille came in very strong. Now, this field right here at the White Birch Polo Farm does run north and south, and we're getting a nice breeze right now from the south, Steve. So it's going to help anybody running towards the Orlando goal.
We are, and 2 other things I'd like to bring up is one is the strength of the power of Hedda Castanola and also Santiago Tocolino. We're seeing those guys just powder the ball, and you've mentioned it, from a standstill. And when you talk about that breeze and Santiago Tocolino taking that penalty shot from the center and almost putting it over the back line.
Yeah, he's a strong player, very strong player. They line up very similar because Tocolino plays very similar to Paco de Navarre. As their power players, they like to move the ball fast. They'll run too fast. And then you look at the 2 number 3s, of course, Mariano and Pablo McDonough, 2, magicians. They like to work the team. They will jump in. And like you said, they had the sword fight down there. 2 of the best guys in the world. That was cool. And then you look at Lorente, who's a speedster, runner, gunner, and then, of course, hit the Casanola. And the same thing with Chris and with Mark. Mark likes to run through. Chris likes to come through. It's a good matchup. It should go all the way to the end.
And you see Mark and Chris marking each other, and Mark is staying down front 4 passes, and he scored twice off of 2 penalty twos so far. So there's more yet to come.
All right, so let us know what you think on the Facebook conversation. If you got a team you like, you think you can pick a score, let us know. Maybe I can get our executive producer Mike Ferrer to give away some Chucker TV gear. If we can get somebody to tell me what Chucker this game's going to end in and what the score is going to be. The closest one to it. What do you think, Steve?
Hey, yeah, that's a good idea. What's the final score going to be? Hey, make your guess. Put it on the Facebook on Chucker TV. And Dale, I'm not as handsome as Esteban Ferrari, but hey, that's our halftime breakdown.
Well, you can't see my face, but I'm smiling. Let's get ready for the second half right here. This play, here we go. We'll get them out here and get them going. The field's holding up beautiful. These fields have been around since the beginning of polo in the Wellington area. We ended the third Chucker with an amazing save. And I'm going to say it again, an amazing save by Mariano Aghetti. It just goes to show you that the game of inches in polo is just everywhere out there. You would think because the field 300 yards long by 160 yards wide, the ball goes 150 yards, 120 miles an hour, that the game wouldn't be based on inches, but it really is. And right there was an easy goal. He saved it out of the air. I don't know how he did it, but he did get a safety, so we get the penalty sticks.
Yeah, he was quick with the stick. I think that ball was going to trickle on through, but when he just touched it, centered it outside the left-hand post, so therefore, and the umpire saw it, and actually your wife, Stephanie, saw it in her camera, and we thought we saw it, but who are we going to believe, the camera or our lion eyes?
Yeah, so what a play. And that's what you need in games like this, as close as this is. You need plays like Mariano just achieved. You'll see more. Former 10-goal player, Hall of Famer, I should say. I got a lot of Hall of Famers here. We got Hall of Famer Danielle Gonzalez down there. We got the Hall of Famer Mariano Aghetti. And we got any more Hall of Famers out here?
Not that I know of, not yet.
Well, Wambolini. Of course, Wambolini.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
My man. There's Chris Brandt. Good to see you, Chris. Welcome back, brother. Yeah, man. Chris looking fit, too.
Yeah, he is. Glad to have him down here playing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that is. I know they still got everything going and wipe up at Greenwich, which we love. And, well, Peter doing a lot of racehorsing now, so good luck with that, Peter. I actually ran into Doolittle, and he's into the horse racing business, and he said him and Peter battle up against each other so often. So,
Yep. You know, my father had a son that was very happy. He was busy, so he could play his horses.
oh, yeah. Yeah, good call on that.
So, anyhow, Hedda going to tee up the ball. The umpire's not called play yet. We have one player. Tocolino off, adjusting his tack. Still waiting on Mariano Aguirre to come back. So Hedda just taking a practice circle. Allowed to do it since the umpire has not called play. If the umpire had called play, he must hit or hit at the ball on the first approach. So here is Hedda Casanola. So here is Hedda. Penalty 6. Hedda Casanola puts it up. The umpire on that post says it's through for the score. So now we have a tie ball game right here leading into the fourth chukker. Hedda Casanola, no problem putting that penalty 6 up and over everybody's head.
Well, Steve, on the Facebook conversation, we had Ian McLean. He says, Mariano, the man, the myth, the legend. Is that good or what?
Yeah, that's great. And,
it suits him perfect.
Mariano, he's always electric. Anyhow,
You got it.
here comes Pablo McDonough being marked by Tocolino, and Lorente comes by and steals the ball on the near side. He must have had some soft shoes on that pony because Pablo McDonough never hurt him. But Lorente back towards center, sends it over here to Tocolino. Tocolino coming in, so is Paco de Narvaez, but Tocolino, and the ball took a bounce off the boards. Oh, we've got a breakaway right here with Pablo McDonough. Pablo McDonough looking over his shoulder. He's got 8 lengths on the first white jersey behind him. Here is, oh my goodness gracious, and Pablo McDonough unable to take that ball through the goal. Now it's picked up by Lorente. Lorente turns a tight circle, has to allow Pablo McDonough to clear. McDonough gets out of the way and picked up by Tocolino. Tocolino's going to put it underneath his horse's neck. Back over here to the far boards, looking for a player 2. Pass 2. He finds Aguirre out in the center of the field. Aguirre found that open space. Has to get by Pablo McDonough, and he's got Lorente calling for it downfield. However, the Cobra jumps on it with a back shot. It's deflected and goes forward off of Casanola's pony. Casanola right there. A horse kicks it back. Here is Paco de Narvaez on the far side, being ridden by Mariano Aguirre. Paco still in possession of the ball. Now Hedda Casanola gets by both players. He gets by the pair, still working that ball down along the far boards. Mariano Aguirre checks up and rides him off a little bit too far out front, drawing the umpire's whistle. So we will have a penalty shot, I do believe, in favor of Richard Mille.
Yeah, so 6-6 with the equalizer shot on the penalty 6. Love those numbers. Love the 6. And so now we're going to march this one down towards the south goal. That's going to give an opportunity for Richard Mille to go up by 1 goal first time today. And Chauveau says total crush on Mariano. Hey, Mariano, I love it. I got a crush on him, too. I got a man crush on Mariano, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I used to love to watch him play. He's electric. You know, he always brings a lot of intensity to the field.
He's electric, especially when you're umpiring the game. So he's very electric.
Well, let me tell you the difference. I used to love to watch him play when I was on the sideline, but then I started umpiring his game and didn't feel quite the same way.
I told you, he made me a better umpire because he made a deal with me to watch all the videos, and I'd watch all the videos every year when I was in Greenwich. And sure enough, we would go back and forth, and if he was wrong, he'd say, hey, I was wrong, and if I was wrong, I'd say wrong. We both grew as players and umpires, and that's what you need out there. So it's a good working relationship. Huge shot by Hedda Casanola. Watch his rocking and rolling from the penalty line here in the second half.
And as you mentioned, Richard Mille takes the lead for the first time today, 7-6. And Gaston Dorniak slings that ball back in. Hedda Casanola jumps on it out the front door. And Mariano Aguirre comes in, rides him off, and horse kicks it forward. And a quick whistle right there by the umpire looking right down the line as Paco comes back in front.
I like the late whistle here.
Yeah.
I like the late whistle. I mean, Mariano's on it. You know, they just went for a late whistle just to make sure Mariano was there in time, as Paco did go very hard quickly. But I like the call. Good call here, as they'll drop that ball in the 5. And, of course, using the late whistle again, and we love the late whistle in high goal polo. I like the late whistle on any polo, Steve. I don't know how you feel about that. Maybe should get your point of view on it, but I just like the late whistle because I think it keeps you from over-calling the game maybe.
Yeah, no, and actually, we've always taught umpires that a good non-call is just as important as a good call.
Or maybe better, no, Steve?
Play the advantage. Sometimes you hurt a team by blowing the whistle. And actually, I saw one in the 6th goal at 1 o'clock where a player got fouled, but the umpires let it play on out, and Franz Spinacci scored on the late whistle.
I just saw Fran go flying by us on one of those one wheels there. Fran Spinacci, son of my man Pablo Spinacci. Here we go on the melee. It's going to be Paco.
Paco into a pony, but Lorente picks it up, going to work it towards goal. He's got to get around McDonough. Paco de Narvaez comes in to help out. We've got a cluster of players right there, but it's backed out of there. And it looks like Tocolino's going to come across in front of Heda Castanola, drawing the whistle, and the umpires don't even hesitate or hold up fingers. They are just going to canter towards center field for a penalty 5B in favor of Richard Mille.
Yeah, similar to the last play that we saw here, Mariano on the sideline. Now hit the Castanola, will catch Santiago, but not a bad attempt here by Santiago. I think he maybe, if he almost got out of there in time, Steve, and then once, man, remember, if they don't blow the whistle or he gets out in time, that's a goal.
Yeah, no, that would be a huge play. And you know what? Got a 50-50 shot. Get him by with
go for it. So. Give up the center hit here and just regroup. Mariano generally is, and a lot of the generals don't mind these plays here, penalty 5s from the center spot, because they think they have the ability to play defense. Defense wins championships. But when you got a guy like Paco and Navarro's taking the penalty shots, who hits the ball very clean and hard, let's see what they can do here, Richard Mille.
Paco sends a screamer right down the field. It's deflected off head of Casanola's pony. Pablo McDonough goes over for an offside back shot towards goal. Mark Ganzi there. However, Lorente denies that goal. Picked up once again by Tocolino over into the corner. He's there with Lorente. And it looks like Mariano going to slow things down. Mariano got players out in front. Mariano still has room to work. They're giving him a lot of room to work here, so Mariano not in a big hurry to release the ball. He finally does, and Lorente sends it further down the field to Chris Brandt. Paco de Narvaez hooks him and now does a near side back shot, and look at Heda Castanola. He turns quickly, however, so does Tocolino. Tocolino with a near side, an offside back shot. Pablo McDonough with a little bit of a hook on Lorente, so Lorente unable to get that ball forward to go to the next shot. So McDonough going to play cat and mouse with Lorente. Pablo McDonough, 10 goals right here at work. And umpires told McDonough, use it, and he's going to find Mark Ganzi over here on the left-hand side. But Chris Brandt goes back as well. Chris Brandt going to go in for an offside back shot, and what a nice pass to Mariano Aguirre. Mariano Aguirre, ball up against the boards, and look at Lorente. He's riding off De Narvaez, giving Mariano time to do it. Mariano with a little touch pass back to Lorente. Lorente sends it over into the center, but it's a piece of it caught a pony, and Pablo McDonough picks up the loose ball, and now streaking down the field, here is Pablo McDonough, 10 goals on the move. Pablo going to check down. So is Tocolino, but Tocolino's 12 yards out in front. Here is McDonough. He squeaks by. Tocolino shoots towards goal and puts it through. What a nice play by Pablo McDonough.
Yes, sir. Tocolino trying to block that one. But what a chucker here. It has been all Richard Mille in the 4 chucker. They started off with 2 penalty 4s, a penalty 6 and a 4, 2 60-yard shots. Castanola perfect. And now Pablo, and just melee plays, but finishing the goal very well.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss hit down here from White Birch to begin with, and that allowed Pablo to pick up the loose ball, and he took it all the way to the far side and was very patient. And, of course, Heda Castanola come in and rode off an opponent, allowing Pablo to go towards the goal, and then finally sending it on through with a long shot about 55 yards out.
Hey, we got Juan Olivero watching. Hey, Juan, shout out to you, my man. And Paul Corkery calling. He's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Paul's out there. Oh, my man, Barry Limehouse and the whole Limehouse crew. We love them. And, of course, I grew up with them. Big shout out to Buck Limehouse, Barry's father. Took care of us all. I don't know how he did it. He used to bring us down there to Area Hall together, Steve. Boy, that was a fun time.
Boy, that must have been good thing he's got hair left still.
Yeah,
He must have
exactly.
been pulling his hair out back
Yeah,
then.
now we get down there. We've always played. We go down in the off-season player. It was a great time because when you're a young polo player, and you have a month where you need to feed your horses and play, Buck would invite us all down to Area Hall. We'd bring all our horses there before we hit the summer tour. And we get to play green horse polo there on their fields and just have a great time down there fishing and hunting. And so Barry Limehouse, Brad Limehouse, Brian, the whole crew down, we love you guys. And so big shout out to you.
So all Richard Mills players back, Tocolino's back, Mariano Aguirre and Chris Brandt on their way, and Lorente changed at the far end to the center camera's left-hand side. So now all 8 players back on the field, and that was after a goal. So we'll start with a bowl-in off of Gaston Dorniak.
I like the energy there by the dark jerseys. They switched up and got out very quick. Don't want to lose any energy here, Steve, on that 3 goals they've scored in the Fort Chucker.
So Tocolino with a back shot looking for Lorente. However, Paco de Narvaez gets a little piece of it. Mariano Aguirre comes in, picks up the loose ball. Mariano Aguirre with a neck shot looking for Chris Brandt. Chris Brandt downfield on the gray pony with a nice neck shot over towards goal. Chris Brandt puts it all through. What a nice run. What a nice pickup and a nice read by Chris Brandt.
Yes, sir. And my man Marcio, one of our trainers here. Walking out, Marcio, taking some of those beautiful 4-legged athletes down. Now, this is what I love about the courtesy change. You can be in a chucker where one team will have the positive possessions and goals, and like Richard Mille there, and now White Birch can switch up the horses they came back on, Steve. Maybe jump on some real strong ones here, knowing that they got to get a few goals. Right there, Mariano to Chris Brandt on the give and go.
Back at the live action, Mariano Aguirre with a pass over to Lorente, but Paco rides him off and just a little touch pass to Pablo. Pablo releases that ball, and Hedda had a jump on Mariano. Hedda Casnola, just a little stick and ball session right here. A one-tap through for Hedda Casnola, taking his team 2 goals ahead, 9-7 with 1:14 left on the clock.
Hedda pick up his 4th goal of the day, 2 from the field, 2 from the penalty line, and more importantly, it's very good when your number 3 and number 2 are connecting and clicking like these 2 are.
Well, you've got 18 goals in the center between those 2, so they are working. They are a well-oiled machine. So Gaston Dorniak looking for a little bit cleaner bowl in. Chris Brandt going to go back, and Lorente up front to the number 1. And Hedda Casnola, once again, we just got done mentioning his name at the north end. We're going to mention it possibly here at the south end. Hedda shoots towards goal. Will it go through? Yes, it does. Back-to-back goals by Hedda Casnola.
When you're hot, you're hot.
That's just it, isn't it? His 4th goal?
4th this chucker, 5th on the game.
Well, it's a good thing the chucker ended because I think he reached his bag limit on goals that period.
Yeah, well, he's seen him score like 5 or 6, so there's a lot more to come here. 3-goal difference here. 5th chucker action coming to you, though. This game is not out of reach at all. A lot of pole to be played. Stay with us. We'll be right back for the 2021 World Polo League, the Founders Cup on Chucker TV. Welcome back, Steve Lane.
Thank you, Dalio. And we are back here at the White Birch Polo Farms field. And we've got a score of 10-7. Gearing up here for the fifth period play. Just a little tack adjustment from Paco de Narvaez. Other 7 players are ready. So a 3-goal lead from Richard Mille coming alive, scoring 5 goals at Chucker.
Chris Van with 2 goals, Mark with 3. Battling it out there to number 1 positions. Lorente working hard in the middle of the field. Heta with 5. And 2 by Pablo. And Paco holding down the back door. On the other side, we have 2 by Tocolino on the penalty, open goals. So White Birch, that was a good chucker there to get that opened up and get Chris Brandt on the scene once again. Here we go, win the bowl in, you get the offensive attack, Tocolino. Santi, the Cobra knows it, he'll give him 1 play right there. Good play by the Cobra, let him get that ball out there. Now Pablo, bounce off pony, backed up by Paco. Stolen away by Tocolino. Guy's always on top of the polo ball. Tocolino, ooh, man, he'd like to get that one back. And Santi did have an opening there at the goal.
Yeah, he sure did. Just not enough angle on that next shot. Just not leaning out quite far enough and not enough angle. So we will have a knock-in by de Narvaez.
All right, we've seen a number of plays today by the black jerseys. Let's see what they do here. They're going to send Gansey to the right. And Paco's going to have time here, so he's probably going to dribble up. There's Mariano with the rotation. Now, rotation. Oh, look at that. Mark ran from one side, then he came all the way across. Now it's going to be a foot race. Chris Brandt going back hard with Gansey. Loose ball play. Tocolino swinging a miss. Take it forward. Santi picks up, and then he hits a nice ball across the center, but well done, well read here by Paco de Narvaez. Reading that play perfectly, running the far turn. Paco shot on goal. Hits off a pony. Tocolino on the hook. Leaves it for Aghetti. Taken out by Santi. He's got Chris Brandt out in front looking for Chris on a little, bad luck right there. It hits Chris Pony. Backed up here by Heta. And it'll get taken out by Facundo. And as I said earlier, just 4-player rotation by both teams. And it's now taken forward by Lorente. Facu. One time, Santi's going to go to the outside. Mariano to the right side. Chris down the center, the flying wedge by White Birch. Oh, Gansey comes back, applies a little pressure onto Facu, and Lorente will drag it forward. Lorente now down the center. Nice pick up there by Paco. They're going to give him 1 play here, and that's just bad luck by Chris Brandt, seeing the ball did bounce around in there. Might as well make a play, not knowing what happened.
Yeah, and I think that little deflection by Heta caught Tocolino on the line, too, and Tocolino just couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, so they had to wait 1 play anyway.
Yeah, so Heta was just robbed of a play right there.
Let me ask you something, Steve, a little for instance, just for the fans out there, too. That play right there, he snapped to the right side. Tocolino blocks him. What happens if Pablo goes to make a play on that ball? Is everything done now? He doesn't get a play?
If Pablo
tried to meet it. He missed it, though.
Yeah, he did. But Pablo's on Heta's team, and Heta's the one that was robbed of the play.
Right. That's what I'm saying, though. But because
then let it go.
Let him go.
Yep.
So kind of an interesting play there. They'll get to 5, though, and now they'll control. And this has worked well for the dark jerseys here in the second half. Very well organized today. Richard Mille. Picked up again by Tocolino, and it's been the Tocolino show right here in the fifth chucker. Uh-oh, watch out for Heta. He says, no problem, I got him. Now Tocolino. Oh, look at this drive by Santi. Tocolino. Are you kidding me? Oh, off to the right side, but just to the right side.
Great attempt by Tocolino, being very patient. One play I didn't like there prior to this play was they gave him so much room to dribble the ball down the field.
Tocolino.
Yes. Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, and they read that out. Paco and Santi will do that. You can't let these number 4s in this type of polo carry the ball 50, 60, 80, 100 yards like Steve and I were saying, because every positive possession that a team gets on a knock-in over center field is a positive possession. You want to try to shut them down before they get to center field. So here we go. It's going to be Richard Mille, and they're going to get it by center once again, so that's a positive possession. Turned around by White Birch down the far side, and it's going to be Tocolino. Tocolino, Facundo, and Mariano gather themselves in the corner over there. Now we get a whistle. Stops the clock with 4:08 on the clock.
Yeah, Gansey came out with that ball. With the crowd in the field, a little hard to see with the line of the ball which direction it was. So our viewers in Chucker TV universe might have had a better eye on that.
They always have a better eye than us, Steve.
Well, that's true. They've got 3 cameras and the drone to look at. So.
My.
Chucker TV doing a great
That's the
job.
best part about it.
And that's been some of the shout-outs that we've had today. Thank you, Chucker TV.
I love it, man.
So, yeah.
I love they're watching polo on a Monday. I just love that because
On Chucker TV or at the field?
I'm usually sleeping on a Monday. I've had to change my schedule, but that's okay. We love it. All right, so we will get a courtesy change here with 408, a bit early, but might as well take advantage of it. And Mariano is going to organize right now. I think he's going to get his center hit here.
Yeah, we're going to have a penalty 5B in favor of White Birch when all players return. And Mariano telling the umpires that they're doing a great job.
Yeah, I read his lips.
Yep.
I could read his lips from here.
Yep.
But Mariano is a real. This guy studies the game as much as any pro that I was been around. I got to put Mariano in the top 3 that studied the game. Memo and Mariano. And I don't know, I'm going to think about the third that I think that really, really studies the game, uses the video, breaks it down, always wanted to ask questions. And, maybe Julio. You could throw Julio up in there.
Yeah, you could throw Adolfo in there, too.
Adolfo, too. Adolfo spends a lot of time drinking mate and watching videos and whatever else he needs to do to get ready. And then also they feel the game. So I think Adolfo was the one to say it. He was talking about his horse list, and he was saying that my horse list always changes. And you're saying, well, what do you mean your horse always changes? He said, because in a game, I might need to change my horse up based on how the game's going. It was a perfect example was a courtesy change we saw last Chucker where they were down by 3 goals. So you got to come out on some good horses at the end of that Chucker, because if you go down by 4 or 5, it's done.
Yep, absolutely. So Tocolino puts the ball back in play, deflected by Pablo, and Paco de Narvaez comes in with a back shot. Head of Castanola reads that play perfectly. Tocolino's going to stay back. He's looking for Paco to go downfield. So is Pablo. Ganzi's going to pass him as well. Ball, pinpoint pass right to Pablo, one side of the air, controlling that bouncing ball, showing us that 10-goal form. Mark Ganzi there to put the ball back up, but he's going to keep it on the offside. Pablo with a neck shot back over to Ganzi, but it's deflected off the pony. Pablo still in possession of the ball, has to reach back. Now it looks like Mariano Aguirre's going to send a shot back down the field. And Lorente there up to Tocolino. Tocolino, that play is broken up, but Mariano Aguirre says, stay up, guys. I'm coming right behind you. The ball's going to pass ahead of Casanola's stirrup. Head of Casanola over towards the center, and he's going to do the nickaroo right here, running the ball underneath. Woo! What a neck shot over to the far boards. And will that ball stay on the field? And it looks like it will. And there is Mark Ganzi breaking down the field, calling for the ball, but the ball doesn't reach him, and it's picked up by Tocolino.
Man, Ganzi was gone there.
Tocolino turning tightly towards the inside. Pablo McDonough right behind him. Tocolino can't keep a handle on it, but Pablo McDonough, he's going to turn and take the offside forward shot instead of a near side back shot, looking for a head of Casanola. Casanola controlling that bouncing ball, offside twice, near side twice, through the goal. What a play by Pablo McDonough and head of Casanola.
Yeah, he had Mark early, as I said on that one. They were all busting out there. He was going hot towards the goal, Ganzi. And they had a little bit of a disruption, but Pablo, being the captain he is, they regroup, they find Heta, and this kid can feel the polo ball. I mean, he's just running down there, going offside, no problem. Goes past the left side, okay, we take it this way. No problem, boom, boom, boom. Just walk in the park.
Makes it look easy,
He
doesn't
does make it look easy, I'm telling you. I love watching him play. I love watching his brother play, too. Both of them playing very good polo, very well schooled by Lolo. And it was great seeing Lolo Casanola playing with Mark Ganzi and his son with his nephew with Perotto in the 100,000. And hats off to Ganzi and Heta flipping over, coming back after an amazing hard-fought game at 4 o'clock yesterday. Now, 24 hours later, not much time to recuperate to get on the field here and doing a great job.
And just coming out of the office, too, as well. So,
yes, sir.
We have a convenience store score here, 7-11, with 2:11 left on the clock.
Makes me want a hot dog.
Yeah, or some boiled peanuts. So
or
anyhow,
a Slurpee. How about a Slurpee?
Slurpee'd be great today. In the mid-80s here today, but that breeze is helping us out. So Paco de Narvaez, the last one to arrive at center field. All players will line up on Gaston Dorniak. Paco got to go around, get on his own side. Gaston Dorniak puts it back in play. And who jumps out with it? But Lorente down to Mariano, being ridden by Head of Casanola. Mariano wins that ride off, taking it towards goal. White Birch desperately need one here, and Mariano Aguirre with a little dribble shot right through the goal.
Yeah, you called it, Steve, with 2 minutes left here in the fifth chukker and down by 4-3. You want to get, you want to come out of there, and that's how you do it. Win the offensive attack. And it's nice seeing Mariano now going forward, and that's going to mix it up a little bit more with the White Birch team. Now, all they got to do is get Faku on the board, and everybody's got a goal for the white jerseys, and they're going to need that going into the six chukkers. We click down to 1:30.
So, Dorniak slings the ball back into the players. Paco de Narvaez with a near side forward shot. Chris Brandt's going to read it and back the ball. However, Tocolino going to pick up the loose ball. Tocolino rakes it. Mariano Aguirre slowly canters towards the center. Going to put it over here to the right-hand side. Mariano ends up back over here on this side. Mariano with the next shot. Doesn't get all of it. However, he still is in control. Mariano turns his horse to cut down on the angle, playing cat and mouse with Head of Casanola. Head of Casanola's going to win that right off in a little flip shot once again on the near side. But they both override, and here is Paco de Narvaez. Paco has to let Mariano clear. Mariano makes a play at the ball. However, Paco's going to end up with it, going to be backed up by Heda. So Paco's going to send Heda on down. He's going to put a pass right over here to him. Tocolino can't get to it, so Casanola's going to check down. Pablo's going to come in and back him up. They're talking to each other right here. And what a shot down the field by Head of Casanola. And look at Mark Gansey and Chris Brandt, and that ball is going to go over the back line. The first horn has sounded, so that's going to end chukker number 5 with a score of 11-8 in favor of Richard Mille. One more to go. Stay with us on Chukker TV.
For our sixth and final chukker, a 3-goal difference here. So pretty tight going in this last chukker. Just a very strong fourth chukker by Richard Mille.
Yeah, 5 goals in that chucker, 3 by Hedda Casnola, 2 on penalty shots, 2 from the field. And then, of course, Pablo McDonough had to come in, and he scored 1 from the field as well, picking the pocket of Mariano down there at that north end of the field.
Yeah, the black jerseys came out of the 10s very, very strong. They started off with a penalty 6, and that got the energy flowing. Then hit that goal went the opposite direction, and they had a penalty 4. And then 2 from the field by the young Polo Star and 1 by Pablo, as Steve was just saying. 5 goals. 1 goal scored by Chris Brandt in the 4th, and they needed that. It was right after we talked about them changing ponies, and they came out. Chris came out on a beautiful gray pony. Mariano on a very strong horse also, and they connected for a goal. Backed up here now. Here we go. Our final chucker of the day. World Polo League, the Founders Cup, second tournament of the season for the World Polo League. But a lot of polo going on at the Grand Champions Polo Club. You can check it out at gcpc.com. Go check it out. And we have a lot of medium and logo tournaments. Chris Brandt on the move. Nice shot there, Chris. Got a piece of it. Finishes the play.
Yeah, he does. Just a little bit wide to the left, but a nice controlled shot by Chris, seeking the goal, but just unable to put it where it needed to go on the board.
You know, it's interesting to see Chris. He likes to play in the front of the game. His father always wore the number 4, Peter. He liked to come from the back of the game. So a couple different strategies there. I know the Gansies, most of them like to play in the front. Melissa will go to the back. She likes to play in the front, though. I think she will go to the back. And I know Mark and Grant will go to the back, but they like to play in the front. And so it's interesting to see how different families seem to play in the same positions. They like different positions. Hit the Casanola is going to fire one from way on out.
He did, and narrowly missing that right-hand post. So Richard Mille is shooting to goal once again. White Birch and Santi Tocolino are going to bring the ball in off the back line. Having a little huddle down there before he attempts this. However, here is Santi.
On the knock-in, Tocolino. Outlet pass, looking for Lorente. Well read there by McDonough. Paco's going to get in there, but that's a beautiful neutral play by Mariano. And now Lorente. Paco looking for Chris. Chris got a slam on the brakes there. No play. Paco, power polo. Here comes the black jerseys. Backed up quickly by Lorente. Across the field they go there. And a whistle on the play. And now stop the clock with 5:27.
You know, I think if I had a challenge left, I might use it right now if I was returning.
Yeah, they got a challenge here, and they're in the 6 chucker, so you might see a challenge. And look like Cobra's pointing one direction, so they have different people looking at it. Remember, we always talk about the challenges. You always want someone outside the play, so you wouldn't want Heta to challenge there, seeing he was on the ball. And he definitely made a play on the ball. Even though he made a play on the ball, then you want to go ahead and let one of the other teammates, say, hey, let's challenge here, because Mark had to look at it, Pablo had to look at it, and I think that's a better consensus. You're going to agree with me, Steve, that you've been around this challenge system for a long time. When you have 9 out of 10 times if the player fouls challenges, he's usually wrong.
Yeah, and I tell you, I thought that might have been overturned because I did not think Mariano Aguirre was meeting that ball 100% on the line.
I didn't think he was 100% on the line from my angle either, but, like you said, he has a drone to look at it, so our IRO always has a better look than us. But I agreed with you at first look, Steve. I'll go on the table to say I thought he wasn't 100% on the line.
Right.
And you got to be 100% on the line to get a foul. But they're going to get the foul, and more importantly, Richard Mille going to lose their challenge here. White Birch still has a challenge, so that might come into play. Here comes the Cobra. Down the center they go. Nobody home to get that pass. It'll be Tocolino Santi. That was just perfectly executed. He actually faked the back shot, flipped the ball to the right side. I don't think I've seen it done that good ever.
No, you're exactly right.
That might be a new play. Is he innovating out there? I never saw it. Everyone ever
I think I'm going to have to get on my iPad and watch that one tonight.
He went. I don't even know how he did it. I don't know how he did it. I'm going to have to go back and look at it too. All right, here we go. Stalemate.
They blew the whistle. Mariano saw something in the center of the field or something that he didn't like. I'm not sure what's going on. And
No, not delay a game because they would have gave the ball up the other way. So we have a few people
actually,
here.
probably maybe a shading foul, I'm going to guess, on that play. Maybe Mark Gansey didn't clear out of there, and Mariano could not come through. And, of course, a common mistake in polo, some players think that the right-of-way is only 2 foot wide. But remember, the player has to get his horse and his legs through with enough room to hit the ball straight forward or straight backwards.
I love to hear think on the Facebook conversation, but I think the defense always has more of an advantage when it comes to that play. They seem to give more up to them, even myself, as an umpire did. Steve, I think we got to be, as umpires, need to give up a lot bigger right away, like you're saying.
Yes, I think in the HPA book, the right of way is defined as 5 foot wide, and maybe here in the United States,
5 foot wide?
Yeah, 5 feet wide. They're on the metric system, but they go by feet when it comes to the right of way.
I could drive my Hyundai through that.
Yeah. Well, remember, it's from the outside of the left stirrup.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. We all know how it's a game of inches, and defense does seem to get the advantage, I think, sometimes on stalemate calls. So it can be tough, but keep that in mind out there if you're thinking about the game. Here we go. It's all about the right of way. 4 minutes. We'll click down here is a nice finish there by Tocolino, and that's going to put him in here. 2 goals out. Let's see if they get it done. Paco says, shut up, Dale Schwetz. He's going to go up by 3 here. Paco. And that's power polo.
That is power polo, and Tocolino taking that ball from beyond center field, wins the right-off against Tocolino. A little bitty controlled shot here and there, and taps a neck shot on through, giving them 12 goals to 9, a 3-goal edge over White Birch with 3:27 left on the clock. 3:25, 3:24. So the clock not stopping there for some reason or another, so maybe we'll put 3:27 back on the clock, I think is when the whistle blew.
All right. So a good start here by White Birch as Tocolino successful on the penalty for the 60-yarder. But then, like a good team does, the best way to stop the momentum is to score a goal. So great goal and the first goal of the day, but a very important goal by Paco.
Yes, absolutely. By Paco. Paco putting that on, giving them the 3-goal lead back. And the clock has been fixed. Tracy doing a great job of managing that clock. She's a professional just like the rest of us. So, you talk about the game being a matter of inches, and sometimes it's a matter of seconds.
Yes, sir. You got that right. And we'd like to thank all of our goal judges. Do an amazing job. And you got to be safe back there, so it is a very important job. And, they, of course, goal judges are allowed to work with the umpires. And, of course, we love all of our umpire crew who's been working very strong here in our 2021 season. All right, on the move, Lorente, Facu. Facu's going to get Santi going forward. Hustle play by Tocolino. Leaves the first goal, Lorente. Facu back inside. Mariano. Getty inside the 60. Look for Facu. Leaves it for Mariano. The give and go. Mariano, Getty. And the high flag. And look at this, Steve. 2 goals because of that goal by Paco again. How important was that goal by Paco?
Oh, that was important for a 3-goal lead, which now dwindled down to 2 with enough time left. And White Birch is coming back here. So don't count them out just yet. A lot of time left. Wow.
Super play by Tocolino and Lorente on the move. And Mariano reads the field as good as anybody. That's the way you finish it off. Good 3-man combination there. Looking for a pole in here, though. They want the possession. And Pablo says, no, I got it. Now they're going to meet there, and he looks like he's clean to me. Is he clean there? Looked like he's clean.
Looked like he was clean.
I don't know. It's a little weird there. Looked like he is, but they're going to go to goal here. And Mariano, he's going to take it out. And there was a bit of a melee. They turned it back up front. It looked to me like he might have been clean. And they're going to go to get one here. So the clock goes tick, tick, tick. And we have a 1-goal difference. Steve, we got a match here. This is going to go right down to the end.
Right down to the wire, and 2 back-to-back goals by Mariano. And we've got a whistle on the comeback right here. So we'll see if we have a technical or just what that whistle was for. And,
I think you just want to chill here, being based on it. Not a lot of danger in that play right there. You just want to be quieter. You don't want to give up the ball. 1-goal difference. Don't make any sudden frustration plays or anything here. Just go with it. It was a dicey play. It looked like Mariano went right. Mariano was definitely focusing on that play. I mean, it wasn't like he came from nowhere, just jumped in from out of anywhere. So I'm gonna have to lean there. The Cobra doesn't think so. I don't think. Cobra says no. No. All right, there you go. We're 1 goal up here. So finish strong, brother. Finish strong. All right, so here we go. 2:04. And like I said, 2 goals by Mariano and 1 by Tocolino. This is the most goals that White Birch has scored in the game in a chucker.
Yes, and Paco scoring here too. Remember that
Yeah,
important
Paco,
goal.
but remember, you have 5 goals was the most by Richard Mille in the 4 chucker. And then they've only scored, White Birch only got 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and now they got 3 in the sixth.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, they have come alive. Here's Chris Brandt going to goal as well.
Good ride by the Cobra. He'll leave it in there. Now they got to give away. Tocolino pressing, and it'll be Pablo. Pablo has time. He's going to go slow it up. They got to give him 1 play here. He knows it. Now there's the outlet pass. Oh, Mariano got a piece of it. Man, the Casanolo was off to the races here of Mariano, but this is where you got to work it now. 1:33 on the clock, and the clock goes tick, tick, tick. The time is going to be at the essence here. Tocolino, pump fake, Santi. Everybody going forward. Everybody going back on defense. Gansey, nice little play on Chris Brandt. He'll leave that one for Pablo. Look at that set play. Gansey turns the corner, looking to take it downfield here. Mark's going to get a piece of it. Hetta says, no problem. Will that ball stay on the field? Yes, it does. Gansey's going to take it into the coffin corner. That's going to press the clock to a minute. Now, Richard Mille. It's going to be Pablo to work it back inside. Control play here. Look at Paco working hard with Lorente. Now the shot on goal, and that ball will go off the field. Oh, look at this, the high flag by McDonough. And we might get a stoppage of the clock here. We'll see what they do. No, they're not. They're going to go, maybe it was Hetta.
That was Hetta.
It was Hetta. I apologize there. Just wide. So with 41 seconds on the clock, they're going to go. The time is right. Well done. Here we go. Final run of the day. Can White Birch get the equalizer? Will Richard Mille, Gabbett, Lorente, and McDonough. There's your 30-second horn. Pablo slams on the brake on a control play. McDonough says, come on, guys, let's finish this one. McDonough, oh, look at the Bay Mare jump out in front of Lorente. Pablo checks his shoulder, doesn't want to make any problems. Oh, big back shot, though, but well read by Paco. Now Paco's going to slow it down, turn it to the outside, legal play. Clock goes tick, tick, tick. Mariano and a whistle, and we'll put 5 seconds on the clock to finish this one up, Steve. What a finish.
What a nail biter right there. And anybody's ball right there in Paco, reading the play very well. Secretary of Defense on that play, but Mariano came in there, and so did Tocolino. The whistle goes, and we are going to have a penalty from the spot in favor of Richard. They hit it. The time is going to run out, and that is going to end this 4th game in the Founders Cup.
All right, well, there you go. So very close one and a great comeback here for White Birch. We'd like to thank Chris Brandt, Facundo Lorente, Mariano Getty, Santi Tocolino, but Richard Mille, they're going to get another one. Mark Gansey, Hetta Casanolo, Pablo McDonough, and Paco dead advised. So well done there, guys. We'd like to thank our umpires. For Steve Lane, I'm Dale Schwetz. Let's throw this to our field-side correspondent, James Fody, for our final words of the day.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Steve. Another great game here in the World Polo League as Richard Mille edges out White Birch in a very close game, 12-11. Make sure to tune back into Chucker TV on Wednesday when the World Polo League Founders Cup will continue at 4 p.m. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm James Fody saying thank you for making us the leaders in polo broadcasting. And as we like to say here at Chucker TV, we love the polo.